have to be persistent, and you can't let the weather stop you. Rain, snow, cold. At this point, it was cold. Wrap up, keep rolling, and try to keep everything organized. Put your boats in a bag or a box. Keeping everything organized is going to help. Not going to be looking all over for your bolts and your nuts and whatever you're supposed to be putting back. It should be right there ready to go. And being on time and showing up. Saying you're going to come, show up, get the job done, keep rolling. Adversity 2. Auto repair at another level, part 4. Adversity 2, part 4 on auto repair at another level. Working with my family members here. Engine is out and on the left and inside of the garage. The next thing is to disassemble the old motor, detach it from the transmission, and taking the perimeter parts off the old motor and putting them on the new purchased motor. One of the problems that we saw that there was a hole in the oil pan. And thank goodness the old engine oil pan was in good condition. Just simply swapped them out. Once we got the engine disconnected from the transmission, I pulled out the torque converter. I wanted to make sure it fit the new engine, and it did. But once we got the torque converter and the other engine connected to the transmission, the hose wasn't lining up. And someone said, I'm sorry to hurt y'all feelings, but these holes are not lining up. And this torque converter is not lining up with this other engine. We got a problem. But my suggestion was, I remember taking the torque converter and putting it, sticking it in the, someone else stuck it in the new engine, and it fit fine. I remember removing it and told them that if we need to mark where this actually fits into the engine and right into the shaft, because we had a problem getting it to align. But once we got it marked off, because the holes were not lining up until we moved it around, marked it off, and it would fit fine. We still had a gap at the bottom, and the bolts that we were trying to put in wasn't gripping. I suggested we needed longer bolts, and once we get it snug, we can put the original bolts back in. So we found some longer bolts and that worked. This is a long, tedious job. Having a lot of people working at the same time on this project was a good idea. But it's coming along. And I found a few hours to spare to come over and assist them. They were grateful. But this was is a long, tedious job. Finally, getting this section done, had to work together to get it reconnected. And someone had put the air compressor on. Well, my nephew had put the air compressor on. Someone put the oil filter on. And the youngest one brought up the suggestion that when you putting the oil filter on, it's good to pour a little oil in there and shake it around. Because at one point he had someone suggested to him, working on another vehicle, that if you don't do that, you're going to hear this knocking. So it's not going to circulate as fast. But that was a good suggestion. And 3 minds are better than 1. Sometimes, I noticed, sometimes the youngest one in the family had the good ideas. And we all were standing back, wondering, he's the youngest one in the family, he's telling us what to do, or how to do this. It was so funny. But he spent so much time working on vehicles himself, and being around other mechanics. He gathered this information, and we were thankful that he did. The rush of the truth. Auto repair at another level, part 4. This is what happened. Another problem, my nephew brought out that after I removed the torque converter, my cousin put it in the new engine, it fit fine. I remember going over and taking it out, because it has to be already set inside the transmission before we put the engine, before we connected the engine to it. But in the process of doing that, the holes were not lining up. And my nephew said, well, I'm sorry to inform y'all, but this is not going to work. The holes are not lining up. And we thought, well, did they not get the right engine? But my suggestion was, if it fits, if it fitted over there, then why is it not fitting over here? So my suggestion was to mark it, to mark a spot on the torque converter and that flywheel. And we were going to line it up based on that, and that worked out. But there was a gap once we got the transmission and the engine lined up. There was a gap at the bottom. So we were trying to make adjustments with the hydraulic jacks and the lift. And it was getting close, then it would come right back loose. So I noticed that the whole thing was just not even leveled. It was just off balance. So we managed to get it stabilized, and finally we got the top portion close enough, able to get some bolts in, but then they would come back out. So my suggestion was to find some longer bolts, get it tight, and once we got it stabilized, to take them out one at a time and put the original bolts in, and that should solve that problem, which it did. But this was a long, or is a long, tedious job. But having 3 motivated people really helps get the job done. Everybody pitches in and throws in their idea, their information, or how to get this done faster, and it works. My nephew was amazing. He's done this over and over again, and my first cousin has been doing this for so long. I asked him, how many engines have you pulled? he said he lost track. He's done so many, he just lost track. I don't remember. But this was educational. It was to me it was fun. It was something different. I have never pulled out a whole engine. I the best I've done was taking off the top of the engine and assess the engine blocks to look for cracks. But this is a long job, and you have to move fast.